first thing on the list is Halo Reach from Justin Rose. I'm assuming that's his actual surname, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can go with that. Don't know if it's my favourite of the Halo games, but in terms of technicality, it's probably the best one made in terms of a made game. ODST touched me more and was more nerd points because the entire cast of Firefly was in it, which is always going to help. And it was a more personal story, even though it was essentially the same game, even though they promised it wouldn't be, but who cares, because it was good. But I think Reach was probably the best told story, and in terms of mechanics was the best game, personally. So that's like top 10, if we're going to get through 10.
Do you think Reach's campaign is better than Halo 3?
For me, it was more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think it's better put together. Obviously, there's a graphics engine and there's breadth of characters and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoyed Reach more than I enjoyed 3, but I haven't played 3 for years, so I guess that's kind of biased.
But at the same time, I think the fact that you knew what was going to happen in Reach anyway made it all the more effective going through the story, knowing what was going to happen anyway. So despite the fact you had that unknowable aspect to Halo 3, going into Halo Reach knowing that everything you're going to do was pretty much going to make no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that way. I suppose in that way it was a more personal story than anything else, because ODST, we weren't certain. So
true. But with ODST, you were some of the power as well compared to the previous games.
Yeah, I suppose.
Though not enough.
Not as much.
Not enough.
Oh
no.
man, because they promised early on. They were like, "Oh, you're gonna see a brute and be like, oh shit, like that's really terrible." And the thing we always did was one of us would shoot at the brute and get it to look at us, and the other one just ran around the back like that, and it was over. And it was just you should have made that better.
Yeah, I suppose. But then really good times anyway.
Oh yeah.
And the introduction of Firefight as well. I mean,
Firefight was the
stellar.
Yeah, man, that was really good.
That was the thing with ODST was the bits at night in between the missions were almost better than the missions themselves.
Yeah.
Just that
sense,
because they went for that sense of isolation and all that, and I thought they did that really well. And it's so different.
That was artistically very interesting, especially for an FPS. Even if it had a hub world, like you don't usually get that kind of thing. So
especially did the complete non-Halo thing of having you fly around the city at night and have like, oh, by the way, optional missions. Do whatever you like.
Small amount of enemies.
Small enemies. You could just respawn and whatnot.
Yeah, I really like that. I thought that was a really nice touch.
There was nice moments in ODST where you'd go through a courtyard and you'd be like, a couple of grunts and a couple of brutes or whatever, and you'd be like, and the silence pistol, which was
best
and
thing
and then you'd whip around the corner.
The SMG.
Oh yeah, and then you'd whip around the corner and you'd be like, take out some, and there's 2 hunters just sitting there.
Yeah, and sneak away. Yeah, though that is nicely avoided actually talking about Halo Reach. I don't know.
I think I agree that Reach is better though.
Yeah, it's the best main game, but ODST is my favourite without a doubt, which is going to be contrary to the opinions of most people, as we're aware, because people didn't like ODST for reasons that I don't quite understand. But
because you're not Spartan.
Yeah, even though essentially it's the same gameplay.
Yeah. Just a foot lower.
Yeah, and you have to have a backpack for a shield.
Yeah, you have to hide instead of because it's your adrenaline meter or something, isn't it?
Oh, you have health.
There's no health. Good. But Halo Reach, really well told story, really great voice acting as always. Nice little nods to the community.
Music as
well. Music was astonishing as it always is because Marty O'Donnell is really good at that kind of thing, and I'm surprised he doesn't get more work. Good. Plants vs Zombies. Jason Wilhite from Colorado Springs, Colorado, USA suggests Plants vs Zombies. Not entirely certain that he's being sincere. It is really fun, but it gets so boring so quickly.
But is Plants vs Zombies available?
It's available on XBLA.
We should have said at the beginning, because of
this is the Xbox.
This is the Xbox One, and we'll do another one that has.
Yeah, it's multi-plat.
Yeah.
Multi-plat.
In like September or something, or October, like before the next gen console comes out. I don't even know if Plants vs Zombies was on.
Yeah, it's on XBLA. But like Peggle isn't on Android. Still mad.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to personally insert Peggle into this power rankings of greatest.
Sure, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
surprised that I missed that one because all the AAAs are on here except Peggle, which is a AAA title.
So I don't think it quite
I think
counts
it's a
as
AAA title.
AAA.
I think it does. I give it 3 A's.
Let's go triple B.
No. Triple A
Invent new categories. Okay.
The triple B.
I think
title.
Triple B was occupied entirely by THQ games.
That's
what it
optimistic
is.
at best. That's generous at best. Like, no.
Oh,
Alex Clifford. He's not Cliffy. That's you. Says Red Dead Redemption, which is, I'm sure we'll agree, is up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because nice, good use of for sure.
I'm going to throw a fifth. That's not in the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Dead. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
I
It
think-
is very good. It's a masterpiece of story. I like Rockstar games usually are. Sorry,
Yeah.
totally interrupting you.
No, it's fine.
Masterpiece of storytelling, great soundtrack, unbelievably atmospheric. You actually give a shit about your protagonist.
Yep.
Which is
We should say as well that spoilers follow for all of the games. That
oh
we talk
yeah,
about. Plants vs Zombies.
yeah. The zombies win all.
Peggle.
Peggle, yeah,
Yeah.
the Arc de Triomphe plays.
Yeah.
No. The Ode to Joy plays. Yep, probably have another one of those. Red
I
Dead
like how you
Redemption.
said. I like how you said. Yeah, I've done a refill, and
Yeah.
you know, we're about
Oh,
to
it was
refill
like-
and-
It was like I've only had like an inch.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption, exceptional. Filmic, beautiful, whatever. Go on.
I think it's that it Red Dead I think encapsulates, if we're doing like what are the best games of the generation, I think Red Dead encapsulates what the advantages and advances that this generation has had. So the story's got a lot better. The acting, the digital acting got a lot better.
The world's enormous.
The world is absolutely enormous. I never forget the first time when you when you leave Hennigan's Stead and you have to go down to Armadillo, and they very deliberately lead you kind of to that
the cliff at sunset.
Yeah, and they're just like, hey, yeah, you should go that way, and you're like, oh yeah, cool, and you're riding along, and you're like, wow, this is really cool. And at this point, like the only open world Western game that had been made was Gun, which was about the size of Hennigan's Stead. Was really cool, but was about the size of
also
Hennigan's
let
Stead.
down after about 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to dodge, and you were like, "Wow, this is awesome." Then they go, "Hey, there's this boss fight."
Yeah, it's a
And
boss
you're like,
fight. That was,
fuck
by the way, that was
yeah.
everything. And yeah, here's a boss fight.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a weak spot, even though he's a human being.
Well, and he was riding around on a horse, and he
Yeah,
was
constantly
so
running
quick.
circles
And it was just,
and like chucking dynamite at you, so he couldn't even take cover. Yeah.
No, it was the worst.
Good try, Neversoft, but Netflix,
yeah.
like everything that wasn't Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Does Neversoft even exist anymore?
Yeah, they make Guitar Hero. Oh no, but Guitar Hero's done now, isn't it?
Do they help out on? I heard that they are now just like they're a background tech studio, and they sort of help out.
Oh, they just do other people's animation and stuff.
Yeah. Who knows?
I am not aware.
But Red Dead, that moment where you get to the cliff and they show you, hey, all of this is in the game.
Yeah.
And
You
that
can-
ain't even half
You
of
can
it.
go everywhere, and then halfway through the game they're like, yeah, you see those giant mountains that has a river on the other side of it? You have to go over there as well,
Yeah.
and that's different.
Very different.
And then we're gonna play a really cool song when you do that, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think it was the way that it hit, because people before it came out, people were like, oh, it's GTA with horses, and it is to a certain extent, but it's also so much more than GTA with horses.
Oh, yeah.
They do that, I think, as a way of making it recognisable.
Yeah.
But then the moment you realise, oh, okay, the distances in this game are so much larger, and my objectives are not simply go to place, kill dude, which is what GTA is. I know
Yeah,
GTA, but it's
Yeah,
not.
it is. It's that with amazing dialogue during it in the cars, yeah.
And it was, but that was the thing about consistently with Rockstar games, and Red Dead, I think, is at the pinnacle of it. It's the dialogue is fantastic, acting is fantastic, the story is fantastic.
It's so immersive that you don't really notice that it's just a game that you're playing. It's like a lot of other third-person action games.
Yeah, gameplay's brilliant.
Yep.
And I mean, like, we play the multiplayer regularly.
Yeah, still do.
It's still fun. You still find new things to do.
And no one cheats.
No one cheats.
Including GTA 4.
We're going to come on that on GTA
Yeah,
4. Yeah, I know. But the thing with Red Dead is, I think it's such a complete experience, and it brings it all together at the end.
Yeah.
In a really big way, and it's also got that hint of like organic gameplay, because at the end, when you spoilers obviously, but when you go into the world as Jack, and a lot of people just thought that was the end of the game.
Yeah. And there's no pointers whatsoever to
absolutely.
do whatever.
Yeah,
it's
you just end up somewhere
work.
and someone says, hey, how about this guy that you need to go and have a look at? You ever think about doing this and that? And it's like, now I do.
But if not, you're still completely free to
just have a little round if you want to.
Just
screaming work, you damn nag, which still really annoys me. Because those are your father's horses, don't be disrespectful.
But I thought what you said a while ago about Red Dead was really affecting, was that part of the power of that section, that section where you play as Jack was going to be 30 seconds long before you're like, oh okay, I'm dead, okay, oh well, and turn the Xbox off. What was so affecting?
You forgot to snap the disc off.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah, I can't take it. And what you said was the greatest tragedy is that even though he tried to make his son a really good person, he's still rude. And he's still,
that really don't.
And even though he's like, hey, howdy to women and stuff like that, and he has got a better attitude with that. By the way, the press is press B to interact.
Press B to respond to a person.
Brilliant.
That is very good.
But yeah, he didn't make a perfect son, and we're all flawed. And
I
think I love that about Red Dead,
them.
and I've talked for ages about it, and I'm going to stop. But that's my case. But it has to be in the top 5. It has to be in the top 5.
Yeah.